Breaking: elections have not been cancelled anywhere in Nigeria, says INEC. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says elections have not been cancelled anywhere in the country. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the INEC chairman, stated this at a press briefing on Sunday afternoon at the International Conference Center, ICC, in Abuja. Responding to a question on the electoral process in Imo, Lagos, and Anambra states, where various electoral malpractices were recorded, and the need to reschedule elections in the entire states or parts of the states, he said, where violence occurs, or where there are violations that make it impossible for us to conduct credible elections in parts of a state, then obviously, our solution would only apply to that part of the state. I remember in our regulations and guidelines, we made it clear where there is a willful refusal to use the smart card reader, the Commission will appoint another date to go back to those constituencies on that elections, and I've enumerated the number of states where, yesterday, we directed the resident electoral commissioners, RECs, to conduct elections, before we can finally conclude on those states. So, wherever there are violations, and these violations would require going back to conduct elections, we'll do so. But so far, there is no state where these violations are wholesale, across the state to warrant full repetition statewide. There had been rumors that there were moves to cancel the elections in the FCT because the ruling party lost. However, the INEC chairman refuted the claims. Responding to the question on if the FCT area council elections were cancelled, he said, as chairman of INEC, I'm hearing this for the first time. We have cancelled no elections, not in the FCT, not anywhere in the country. Under our laws, once the returning officers make a declaration, then only the judiciary can reverse those declarations. Much of the elections in the area councils in the FCT will be a matter for returning officers appointed by the Commission to make declarations. There is one senatorial seat, and 2 federal constituencies in the FCT. We only collate the results for the presidential election, and we will look at it in the context of nationwide results. No election result has been cancelled in the Federal Capital Territory or any part of Nigeria for that matter. He also said Ekiti State had concluded all that has to do with the presidential elections, as the collation officer for Ekiti State is already on his way to Abuja with the result of the presidential election.